The buzz on the spin. Huge fake tits? Check. Veil? Check. Dress with balloons to fake a big ass? Check. Squeeze around the midsection to mimic the more hourglass shapes of the girls of the galaxy? Check. Gloves to disguise the man hands? Check. Mask with voice augmenter? Check. Okay, he's ready for Sector 8. Hopefully the perfume he's got on will stay effective, but humans' sweat glands are pretty powerful and Sector 8 has higher humidity levels than he's used to. The problem is that it's not high enough to be blocked by his atmosphere barrier, so he's going to be sweating a lot, which means this needs to be a quick job. He uses a station car and drives through at a casual speed. No point pissing people off or fuck. He mutters as there's a congregation moving through the area, and he shifts to a higher level to fly clear over the little religious ceremony. Is it a day of worship? Has someone important given birth? Possibly a wedding? It really could be anything. He really couldn't care less unless one of them rips open the air car's door and hauls his ass out. Needing to be rescued from zealots in Sector 8 would not help calm down his girls at the hive. Thankfully, no one tries anything stupid and he sets down on the proper level for Amarath Transport Company. It's closed. Closed for renovations and cleaning. There is a contact number and it's distinctly different from the normal one. This is somewhat concerning, but jumping to conclusions won't help. He dials in the extension and waits for a few moments as he flicks the mask open. Hello, this is Amarath Transport Co. Sorry to say, we're closed right now. We found out that there was some issues with our shipping containers and need to sort those out before we can reopen. The peppy-sounding secretary rings out and Hoagie chuckles. Oh, a boy! Tell me, sugar, are you up to something? I think my wives might protest that. Charbis girls are pretty possessive. Oh, nuts! What are you calling for then? She asks. I'm from station administration. We've got a bit of a scare due to toxic residue tainting food supplies. We've been trying to get hold of all the companies involved in food transport to see if it started there, but we kept missing yours. Oh no, I knew I forgot something. I'm so sorry, there was just so much going on when our most recent scans came up with nastiness in our shipping containers even after cleaning. Right. So if it just slipped your mind to send updated contact information, I'm willing to let this slide. Really? Really, we all make mistakes. Just contact admin after this call, inform them of the mistake and let them know what you're doing to address the issues. We're jumping on top of this, but poisoned food is an all-hands-on-deck situation, so we really need to know what you're doing. Of course. I'll get right on that. All right. Tell them that Hoagie approves. They'll know what that means, he says, and there's a pause. What's a hoagie? A type of food, something I like enough to get a nickname about it, he admits. Oh, okay, that makes sense. All right, have a good day, Mr. Food. I have to talk to your friends now. She chimes out and then hangs up. Amazing idiots being easier to deal with than the overly clever, he mutters to himself before checking the files. Next up is another distribution center here in Sector 8. Apparently, Saintis approved shipping bought and sold only very specific food products that complied with the cultural norms. It was about things that were kosher or halal if one were to use Earth terminology. So back into the air car and a quarter of the way around the sector. He has to divert twice to avoid other processions and soon finds himself in front of the bright blue section of building that has the SAS inside it. They're open, so the question as to why they haven't been answering will be a fair bit less friendly than what was going on with ATC. Greetings, good daughter. Welcome to St. Tess Approved Shipping. How may we serve your needs? Beneath the veil, Hoagie grins as he feels the voice augmenting mask power up. Good afternoon, ma'am. A wonderful day, is it not? He begins pleasantly. His voice has been set into a very high tone that almost squeaks. It is indeed, good daughter. Now, how can we be of service? She asks again as Hoagie approaches before her face shifts somewhat. The Aramenta can sense something is vaguely off with the way Hoagie's moving, but she can't quite seem to put her finger on it. Still, the disguise is holding up enough for him to get the work done. He reveals his badge of administration. We need to see your shipping information, in particular the scans of the cargo containers you use. My dear, that is private information. Our company has a discretion clause in all our contracts. This is a matter of public safety, and it involves your agreement to share information with the station administration when requested. Young sir, I appreciate that you may think you're clever, however. She begins, and Hoagie places a plasma pistol down on her desk. Really? Skipping to threats already? This sector isn't one I'm comfortable in. I've had to use violence once already in pursuit of this today. I'm willing to do so again. Now please, the files. Sir, we have a standing standard contract with our customers. It is superseded by the contract your organization signed with the station. Observe here. It's in Section 6 of your contract. Information disclosure and cooperation with administration is very clearly underlined as... Hoagie trails off and stops talking as another customer enters. He quickly pockets the pistol before it can be seen and then stands to the side. My business will take a while. Please go ahead. Oh, thank you, young lady, the Nagasha says, and she quickly brings up an order for something called wrigglers. As best as Hoagie can remember, they're effectively sea cucumbers, not something he actually seeks out to eat. She makes a few more orders, including for the meat-based honey of the vulva hives and numerous leafy greens, possibly for garnish. Everything is wrapped up, and the Nagasha leaves with a cheerful smile and a thankful nod to Hoagie. The door closes behind her, and he's once more in front of the desk. You do remember the contract, right? The one you have to sign in order to start any business on this station. Section 6 has been a part of it for nearly as long as the station has been around, and it has not changed much since then. You agreed to share information like this on request long before you agreed to keep anyone's secrets. Look, we get requested to deliver a lot of suspect and shameful products, edible marital aids. I don't expect you to understand, but this is a big part of our business, and perhaps you could drop the matronizing tone. Also the assumption that I don't understand. I do. Your business depends on discretion. That's good. Discretion is good, especially when you can put a price tag on it and make some solid money off of it. It is a fully respectable style of business. But the station is a business as well, one your company entered a contract with, a contract that you are in violation of. Your ability to work here and your ability to keep secrets like this do not get to coexist, which means that the information is mine, or I suspend your license, hack your databases, and then take the information. Either way, I get the information I need. It just depends on how hard on yourself you want this to be. What do you want? She asks him, and beneath both mask and veil, he smiles. I want the last scans on all your cargo containers, immediately, he says, and she starts typing away at her computer before handing him a data chit. He plugs it into his communicator and goes over it right in front of her. It takes a minute and he sighs. Nothing. Why did you give me such a hard time over nothing? I didn't know what you were after. Regardless, you are under contract to give the information anyways. You just wasted your time and mine by giving me the runaround. Don't do it again, he tells her before turning and leaving. He can feel the incredulous gaze of the woman as he departs and is forced to quickly change her expression when he holds the door open for the next customer. A Panceros, this one on all fours that slinks in and then stands upright on two as she nears the desk. She has an entire list of things she's custom ordering. Big stinking goose egg with a fool that doesn't understand the contracts her company is under. Hoagie mutters as he gets into the rental vehicle and takes off. He doesn't stop until he's in the parking section and then safely in the administration-only building with the elevator that leads to the central shaft. There's a bright flash as he opens the door to the break room, and there's one of the girls in admin standing there with a grin. She lets out a whistle. Damn, you make a cute girl, Danny boy. Cuter than you at any rate. He snaps back to the Anglo-woman who gives a hurt look before walking away with a giggle. The balls he used to simulate the large rear hit the ground first as he starts undoing the straps and buckles keeping the trim waist to things. There's a relieved breath when that's done with and the dress goes over his head and is tossed on a chair before he pulls off the mask. All right, time to put some actual clothing back on. He notes before digging out the locked case with his armor and weapons and suiting back up again. His armor just wasn't compatible with the disguise, and thankfully the last business is in Sector 3. Nightlife. It takes him 10 minutes to get everything sorted, his disguise packed away for the next time he needs it, and a darker jacket to go over top his bright shirt on the deck. Yes, it was a good distraction, but if he stood out like a flare for the entire deck, then it was just going to be more trouble than it was worth. Eye-concealing shades that level out the dim area, lighting and blazing bright signs. A bandana over his hair and a Skycutter air bike has him quickly moving around the area. The final destination is Scamper's Couriers, a small organization of 15 girls that hand-delivered their packages all over the station. The eye-watering neon pink sign is big and obnoxious, but makes it an easy place to find as he swoops in and sets the bike into parking mode. The sign says closed despite it being on its normal open hours, and there's no response when he knocks. Unlike Amarath Transport, however, there's no further contact information, and a quick finger along the bottom of the door shows that there's just enough dust to warrant the idea that it hasn't been open for a bit. Of course, because why wrap things up nice and cleanly when we can have even more drama? He starts walking alongside the edges of the building, and his first check of the side door reveals it to be open with a broken lock mechanism. Communication is sent out in text mode that the building has been broken into, and he's investigating. He sets the device into recording mode and sticks it into his breast pocket. Then he toggles the glasses into night vision mode and draws his laser pistol and knife to slowly enter the building. His steps roll, and despite the heavy boots, they're nearly silent. His breathing is slow, low, and nearly inaudible, and his frame is low and crouched to avoid being casually spotted. It avails him nothing because there's nothing to hide from, nothing alive anyways.